Thursday night baseball now on the show as we come to you from Target Field here in the Twin Cities. Tonight, the first of this 4-game weekend set between the Chicago White Sox and the Minnesota Twins. It's time for Twins baseball. Next. Trevor May, a Washington-born right-hander, gets the starting assignment. EK, what's the word on him?
Well, Matty, he's looking to knock down that ERA. You see there, he's into the fours, looking to have a little better start than what he's been accustomed to.
Adam Eaton heads for the batter's box, and we are just about ready for some evening baseball.
The center fielder, number 1, Adam Eaton.
First of 4 here to start the weekend as the game's first pitch is taken, and it's strike 1. And EK, we take a look at the Twins as they begin play here tonight. It was another loss last time out, and this portion of the schedule has not done them any favors as they've dropped 5 of their last 7.
And they've upped that lead in the division even further. They've put some serious distance between them and the rest of the pack, so they're well on their way to playing October baseball.
Grounder hit hard down the first baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball, strike 2. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2. Expected to get a little cooler as we go on, but the temperature at game time 68 degrees. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Now a swing and a miss on the fastball. Then the leadoff man is set down here for the first out of the evening. Time now for Robin Ventura's Chicago White Sox starting lineup. Anybody catch your eye, Eric?
Well, Matt, the guy to watch has to be Jose Abreu. He's got exactly 30 home runs at this point in the season, so he's having a really nice year in terms of power, and obviously a big part of this lineup.
Melky Cabrera will stand in, and he wasn't much of a factor yesterday as he took an 0-for-4 in the loss.
Well, guys, he's really been scuffling lately, hitting under 250 over his last 10 games. So he's going to be looking to turn this thing around sometime soon.
Here comes the 0-1. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Ripped on the ground to first. Oh, what a play by Mauer. It's in time.
Oh, love it.
And with that, let's give you a look at how the Twins stack up defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. Eric, what do we need to know?
Well, guys, they have a man on the mound, high ERA. That usually means there's a lot of hard hit balls. So this defense, they're going to have to be ready with that leather out there.
Jose Abreu will stand in now. 0-for-4 in that day game yesterday.
Well, that was a rough one yesterday, but he's still hitting over 300 in his last 10 games.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A big roundhouse curveball in there for strike 1.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time because it's true. First pitch strikes are so important. It really changes the complexion of the at-bat for not only the pitcher but the hitter as well, especially when you've got a good hitter up there.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he falls behind 0-2. Here it comes, 0-2. Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
Yeah, this was right to the catcher's glove. I mean, he hardly moved, but he was just set up a little too far off the plate to get the call.
Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Sano is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Down in order go the White Sox. White Sox nothing. Twins coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. John Danks will get the starting assignment in this one for the Chi Sox. What do you have for us on him, EK?
Well, guys, in his last start, ended up taking the loss. Didn't go deep, only threw 5 innings, so hopefully he can get into the 7th or 8th in this one.
Danny Santana comes to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Center fielder, Danny Santana.
And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. And Eric, you take a look at the White Sox entering play here tonight. It was another loss last time out, and this portion of the schedule has not done them any favors as they've dropped 5 of their last 7.
And it was the offense that went south last time out. Managed only just 1 run in the loss yesterday. It's typical when you're in a cold streak like this. They just had a lot of trouble sustaining any kind of offense, and it's definitely hurt them.
A chance now from Target Field to take a look at the Twins lineup in this one. Steve, how do they go about trying to start out the month with a win?
Well, the team they're playing right now has a bad back end of the bullpen, so try to get a lead. But even if you don't, stay focused because they have a way of coughing up games.
Drilled to the right side, and this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single.
Check this out on Show Track. It's not a bad first pitch. It's down. It's on the outside part of the plate. Hey, if you can get guys to swing at that, you're going to have a lot of success. Just didn't work out here.
Miguel Sano will stand in for the first time now. Currently 7th in the American League in hitting.
And that is huge for him, too. This is a contract year for him, so he'd love to take those great numbers straight to the negotiating table.
Now a snap throw to first, and the runner back. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike 1.
Now, he's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
And he'll step off the rubber and go to first. And the runner back easily.
Keeping an eye on him.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Catch made there by Lowry, and there are 2 gone now. With a moment now, let's take a look at the White Sox defensively. It's brought to us by Majestic. EK, what do you got?
Well, Matty, if you can say there is a defensive threat on this team, he's standing down there at first base. I say that because he's very good at keeping balls in front of him, helping his fellow infielders. Just a guy that's an asset every single game.
Slapped hard the opposite way. Garcia is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. And inning in the books tonight, still scoreless here on the show. Todd Frazier will stride forward now, looking to keep that hit streak alive. Currently at 6 games entering play.
Frazier.
And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one. And set up behind the dish is Eric Summersgill as you see the rest of the umpiring crew there.
Well, I think Summersgill is pretty well liked as an umpire, but if he gets any gruff, it seems like it's often coming from right-handed batters on pitches they don't think they can reach. I'm curious if we'll see any of that in this one.
Slider taken here. 1 ball, 1 strike. And this ball runs away for ball 2. 2-1. Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground to short. Escobar is up with it. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second.
Batting fifth, catcher, Diana Navarro.
Diana Navarro will stand in, and he was among the many who failed to record a base hit in the loss yesterday.
Well, kind of more of the same for him, guys. I mean, you can see that he's not sporting the strongest batting average this year.
Here's the first pitch to him. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. No score here as we play inning number 2. And a strike to even the count. 1-1.
Yeah, I don't think you want to come in throwing a lot of high changeups. That's a pitch he's going to have to get lower in the strike zone.
A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit out towards second. There is Dozier. In time to first, and there are 2 away.
Now, these infielders have been busy early on, and that's another ground ball out for them. Probably not going to be the last one we see either.
Brett Laurie into the box here in the top of the second, looking to keep this inning going. Here comes the first pitch. And he'll look at a fastball that doesn't miss by a whole lot. It's 1-0. In for a strike. It's 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes. The count now with the bases empty and 2 away. Throws him for strike 3, and that retires the side. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Joe Mauer will get his first shot here, and he certainly had it working so far this season. Up over 350 entering play.
Well, right now he's in the prime of his career, so these are the years you'd really expect to see the best of what a guy's going to have to offer.
Danks into the windup. Here comes the first pitch. Swinging a ball yanked down the right field line. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. The relay, and he's going to make it. He's in at second base with a leadoff double. So the double puts him right into scoring position here to kick off the home second. And that leads us to look at the Twins leaderboard as he currently finds himself 5th best on the club in that category.
Yeah, he's definitely one of their guys offensively. Does a nice job of finding gaps and getting into scoring position.
Kurt Suzuki will stand in now with a good chance to break the seal here following the leadoff double.
Well, it's a good RBI opportunity, but you've got to remember your first job, which is to at least get that guy over to third base.
First pitch on its way. This is skied out toward right. Garcia on the run. He tracks it down. A nice running play, and there's one away.
And right here, you've got the right fielder shading just a bit towards the alley. And I thought he'd have too far to go to get this ball, but he does close quickly out there, and he makes the play near the line.
Brian Dozier will get his first opportunity now, and you can see the highlight in the RBI column as he closes in on the league RBI title.
Not only is he in line for that RBI title, which would be awesome, but he's also top 3 in home runs.
He's set. Here it comes. And this is low, ball 1.
Well, this is the kind of situation where they came up short last night. They had opportunities, but they could never really cash them in. So you can bet they'd love to get something going on the board early here.
Line toward the alley in left center. And that's into the outfield for a 1-out hit. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only 1 away.
This is a nice play out there in left center. I figured once this ball got down, they'd try and wave that runner around third, but he gets it in quickly out there, and they force that third base coach to throw up the stop sign.
Eduardo Escobar will stand in now, and you can see the splits on your screen. He's been exceptionally good against left-handed pitching to this point. Now we'll snap one off over to the bag. Just keeping him close. First offering on its way. High in the air out to center field. Eaton is there. Let's see if they test it. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead as the run comes across to score. So a struggle that time for him in center field, and as a result he'll be tagged with the E8 on the play. Eddie Rosario will make his way in now as you get a look at his splits there on your screen. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1.
A lot of late movement on that fastball. That nearly came back to the outer edge.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Sent on the ground out to second. Lowry's there. Throw bounces on LaRoche, but he's able to hang with it, and that's the final out of the inning. I have to imagine there's a full moon tonight, judging by this bunch. Back with more on a Thursday night following this. Adam LaRoche will stand in now to lead things off. 7, 8, and 9 here to start the third inning.
And maybe one of these guys can break this string of 6 straight retired to start the ball game.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. And here's a called strike to the 36-year-old veteran. It's 0-1. Turned on down the line. Mauer's there. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Batting 8th, right fielder, Avisail Garcia.
Stepping in, Avisail Garcia. He'll get to take his first cuts here. Into the windup and the pitch. Little dribbler down the line. Plouffe scoops it up, and they will not get him at first as he's able to leg out the throw.
And here's a situation where Heck, just make contact. Put the ball in play. You never know. Winds up beating this ball out.
Jimmy Rollins will get his first opportunity here, and that average is certainly not where he wants it, down in the 220s to begin the ball game.
Come on, you look at the numbers on this guy, and you have to wonder, why does he continue to be in the lineup? He's got 1 hit in his last 10 games. Come on.
And that's inside off the plate with the fastball. It's 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. That's on the corner to put him behind now. 1-2.
Nothing fancy. 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. He could go just about anywhere from here.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. And Rollins will lay off here, and he's worked the count back to 2-2.
Yeah, I think you have to ask yourself, was he trying to throw a fastball for a strike right there? Or was he just trying to set me up for that changeup away?
And now he'll step off quickly and look the runner back. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Now Rollins swings and misses on a good pitch that time as he's rung up for out number 2.
We'll take another look at the sequence here on Showtrack. Now, as we watch, notice that it's all hard stuff through the first 4 pitches. But then on pitch number 5, he finally turns to something off speed, and that leaves the hitter with no chance.
In now is Adam Eaton, as the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. A runner on first with 2 away. And that's inside. Looked like the slider, and it's 2-0.
And that's a pitch you have to lay off right there. That tight slider busting down and out of the zone. All that can do is tie you up.
Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Changeup called a strike, and he comes back even at 2-2. Two out with the man at first. Hits this one hard the other way. Dozier fields it cleanly. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. A man left for the White Sox. They still trail 1-0. Danny Santana digs into the box in the bottom of inning number 3.
And guys, this is the guy you want leading off this inning. He's your leadoff man, so maybe he can get things started, set the table for a little bit of a rally.
And he takes ball 1. Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now. Shot toward right center, and a diving effort, but the ball kicks off the right fielder's glove. So he's on base here to kick off their half of the third as we take a look at the league leaderboard in hits.
Yeah, Matt, he's one of the leaders in the American League this year. 5th at the moment. And I'll tell you, it almost looks like BP when he steps up to the plate. Putting together another nice performance in this one, too.
Chop foul over towards the coaching box. Banks sets. 0-1 pitch on its way. Line toward the gap in left center. And that's in for his second hit of the afternoon.
Textbook start to the inning right there. Back-to-back hits have him in a good position to maybe stretch out this one-run lead.
Miguel Sano is at the plate now. Flied out in his first at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Cut fastball taken for strike one.
As a hitter here, you've got to make him get the ball up. You don't go swinging at pitches that are down in the zone and more likely to turn into double play balls.
Down the third baseline, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Line toward right center, and that's in there. Base hit around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second. It's a 2-0 ball game. Throw won't get him. So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Trevor Plouffe comes forward looking to add to this early lead as he'll bat with a couple of guys in scoring position.
Yeah, and you know one man who'd love for him to come through big time right here is his pitcher. We'll see if he can get it done.
Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball.
Yeah, curveball, then change up here on the first couple pitches. Now might be the time to see him run that fastball in on his hands. Maybe try and get this guy to pop something up.
Taken high and deep to right. Back goes Garcia. Gone. A fence scraper, but still good for 3 runs. So it's a 3-run shot to straightaway right field. Number 18 for him on the campaign. And the Twins have extended their lead to 5-0.
Boy, the ball is definitely jumping here early. That's the first home run we've seen so far, but it's not the first hard hit ball, and it's looking like it might not be such a good night to be a pitcher.
So here's Joe Mauer.
First baseman, Show.
As he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. And that's through for another base hit. He'll make it 2 for 2 in this one.
Boy, they are really sticking it to him right here. That's the 5th hit he's coughed up in this inning alone, and you got to believe that that leash is getting a little bit shorter with each passing batter.
Kurt Suzuki is into the box for his second appearance. 0 for 1 with a flyout. First delivery to him on the way. High and away on the first pitch fastball there. It's ball 1. Would you say he's not really finishing his pitches at this point?
That's a good way to put it. It looks like he's aiming a little too much, and that's not working for him.
And some stirring now in the White Sox bullpen as it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing. Smoked on the ground left side. That's through for a base hit, and he's 1 for 2 now.
Boy, he has really taken a pounding out there. That is 6 hits he's given up in just this inning alone. And what are they waiting for, man? You've got to get this guy out of there.
Brian Dozier is the batter. Got a base hit in his first trip. First pitch coming. Here it is. Right side, hit hard. And that is into right field, a base hit. And no sense risking anything here as the bases will be loaded now with still nobody out.
So far, he's throwing a lot of fastballs here early in the count. And these guys have picked up on that, so they're just going up there looking for the hard stuff, and they've been all over him.
Here comes Robin Ventura now out of the White Sox dugout. And we'll have a new pitcher coming on as that's going to do it for John Danks. So a less than stellar performance here tonight as he makes the early exit and forces that bullpen into action much earlier than anticipated. Matt Albert is going to come on to pitch here, and seeing as though it's just the third inning, he may be asked to work for a while. Eduardo Escobar will stand in another dangerous spot here in the inning as this ball game is hanging on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think you have to get this guy if you're going to have any chance of sticking around. Even a single here might put this one out of reach.
Hit hard up the middle. And that is through into center field, a base hit. 1 run scores. Good block of the plate by Navarro, and they got him at home.
Well, the runner from third winds up just walking home on the base hit here, but they try to wave the second runner in, and a good throw is going to wind up nailing him at home plate.
Stepping in now, Eddie Rosario. As he'll line this one foul to the right side out of play, it's strike 1. Nothing in 1 count. Here it comes. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. And they'll extend their lead even further as the run's in to score from third.
Well, that's what he's done well all season. And that's swing the bat with runners in scoring position. He drives in another one here on the RBI double.
Coming to the plate again, Danny Santana, as he'll bat for the second time in the inning. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Grounded back up the middle. Laurie to his left. He's there. Off balance throw, but he couldn't get enough on it, so it'll be scored as an infield single.
Well, errors are gonna happen. They're just part of the game, but this obviously is a bad time to make a mistake like this. That allows 2 runners to come in and score, and that's the kind of letdown that'll cost you ball games.
Standing in now, Eduardo Nunez. Hit hard to short. And that's through into left, a base hit. Around third and being waved on home. Long throw to the plate. And he will beat the throw as he gets his foot in there, safe at the plate.
And the wheels have definitely come off the bus now. It's up to a 9-run inning after that at-bat. And I got a feeling they might not be done yet.
Miguel Sano steps in, working on a 1-for-2 game so far. And this ball is crushed deep down the right field line. And it'll fade just at the end and winds up a long foul ball. A 1 pitch on its way. Outside at 94, 1 ball and 1 strike. That look says it all in the third base dugout.
That's not the look of a guy who's going to be sleeping well tonight, is it?
Throw over to the bag and a dive, but he's back in. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
Well, you know, he's starting to look a little bit frustrated out there. He's looking for the right formula, but he hasn't been able to find it.
swing and a ball chopped foul right at home plate. Rocket to third. In there, a base hit. And they've got the runner trapped in a hot box between second and third now. And he is out, retreating to second as they slap the tag on him. Settling in now, Trevor Plouffe. He went deep in his first at-bat. We'll see what he's got in store for us here.
Well, the last time that was a fastball, and it didn't really look like he got all of it, but the velocity of the pitch probably helped it a little bit, and he just snuck it out of here.
Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1.
He's living on the edge with some of these pitches here. He gets that one by him, but he might not get away with that a second time.
Oh, and he turns another one around here. And his fine ball game will continue. Give him another home run. So a two-run shot to left center, his second of the game, as this lead got even wider.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His second home run of the ball game. And it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one. So he's definitely locked in.
First baseman, number 7. Joe.
So here's Joe Mauer.
Mauer.
And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1.
Oh, man, if you're a pitching coach, you might want to update your resume after this performance. His guys have been brutal.
The set and the 1-0 pitch. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Lowry's up with it, and it's in time at first. And hallelujah, the side is retired. But not before things change dramatically as they explode for 11 here to really open things up. 3 innings complete. It's the Twins 12 and the White Sox nothing. Melky Cabrera will stride forward to lead it off, and I'd imagine he'll do so with some tired legs after being out in the field for that last half inning.
Yeah, that was a killer. He could probably use a minute or two on the bench, but he gets pressed right back into action here.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. First pitch of the inning is taken low and away for a ball. It's 1-0. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
And you know what, guys? I have been really impressed so far. Not only has he used his fastball well, but he's also spotted it well. I mean, that is perfect location right on the knees.
Grounder down the line at third. Plouffe has it. Throw to first in time. 1 gone here in the 4th.
Now batting, designated hitter, Jose Abreu.
Now to the plate, Jose Abreu. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Chopped foul over towards the dugout. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
And this has been a common problem for all of these guys. They just can't lay off that pitch down and away.
Now a ball lifted high in the air towards shallow right center field. Sano has a long run, but he takes charge for route number 2.
Now batting.
And with the big lead, he can
baseman,
afford to take a few chances with that fastball. And here, this one works out for him because this is nothing more than an easy fly ball.
Here's Todd Frazier now. As he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. No runs, just 1 hit. 2 errors for the White Sox so far. And a check swing here as he couldn't help himself, and it's ruled strike 2. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Down in order go the White Sox. Just about given up for dead. It's 12-0. Kurt Suzuki is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
Well, guys, they jumped out to that big lead early on in this game, but you really can't get comfortable. You have to keep putting pressure on.
And a fastball to start things out here. Not close. It's a ball and no strikes. Hit hard to short. And Rollins will throw him out, 1 away.
The second baseman, number 2, Brian Dozier.
Brian Dozier digs in. He reached on a single and would later wind up scoring in his last at-bat. Trying to jam him with the first pitch slider, but it's in a bit too tight for ball 1. This is line to left, and that's into the outfield for a 1-out base hit.
Wow, first day of the month, 3 base hits. Nothing like starting things out on the right foot.
Into the box now, Eduardo Escobar. He singled his last time up. From the stretch. And he's no doubt searching for a ground ball here as this sinker dips below the knees. It's 1-0. Not close. It's 2-0. 2 sinkers down in the zone. No surprise what they're after here.
Yeah, and this guy's no dummy at the plate. He knows exactly what they're trying to do. It's not like he just fell off the turnip truck.
There goes the runner. Hard hit ball to second. And that gets through for a 1-out base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners following the 1-out single.
Well, I'm not sure if this was a planned hit and run or just a straight steal. If it was a hit and run, he got it all backwards here. As a left-handed hitter, he's got to know the opening is going to be to the shortstop side of the bag. Either way, he does manage to get the job done, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining.
In now, Eddie Rosario. Big swing, and this one's launched to right field and deep. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. Oh, and 1, here it comes. Weak chopper up the line. Reined in. And to score is the runner from third.
Yeah, all he needed to do was to put this ball in play, and they'll tag him out heading up the line, but he will pick up an RBI on the play, so that's a great job.
Danny Santana Ready for another at-bat now. He's 2 for 3 so far.
Yeah, and you can bet he'd love to get himself that third hit. Those are the kind of games that puts a little extra pep in your step.
Hot shot on the ground is short. Backhanded. Throw on to LaRoche takes care of him, and with that, the side is retired. Twins forced to settle for 1. We played 4 full. Minnesota leads this one 13-0. Deoner Navarro heads for the box to start off the 5th in this one.
Boy, they've got some work to do here, but there's still a lot of time left in this game, so just chip away, chip away.
Now here's the pitch. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
Anytime you can throw a first pitch strike to about 60% of the batters you've faced or better than that, then you should get pretty good results. And we're in the middle innings in this game, so that's pretty good.
To first. Mauer is there. And he'll take this to the bag. 3 unassisted for the first out.
Up next for the White Sox.
An early look at the line score here tonight as we play the top of the 5th. And boy, just one lone hit for the visitors this evening as they've been taken to task by this starter. Brett Laurie in now. He went down looking at his first trip to the plate.
And he was absolutely frozen with a good fastball. So let's see if he's a little more aggressive on that pitch this time.
Here's a swing and a high pop-up. May just to the right of the mound, and he makes the catch for the second out.
What a difference 5 days can make. He's been a totally different pitcher out there compared to his last start. The command is much better. The pitches are much sharper. Even the body language tells me he's got things under control.
Adam LaRoche stands in. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet.
2 out, nobody on. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. That's popped up out towards short right field. Dozier onto the grass, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. Still looking up at a 13-0 score. Eduardo Nunez comes to the plate as we get started here in the bottom of the 5th. Some action now in the White Sox bullpen. They'll stand up a lefty and a right-hander to throw. Hit hard down the line toward the coaching box. It's a foul ball. Comes set with the 0-1. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. And opposite field as he lines this down the line in right. And that gets down, and we'll see if that's extra bases. Not in time, and he's in there with a double.
Yeah, I think this was a changeup that just hung a little bit too much in the strike zone. Let's take another look at it here. Normally, you want this thing to sort of run out of steam and dip on its way out of the zone. But he starts this one up a little bit too high. And to be honest, he's pretty lucky that this one stayed in the ballpark.
Jake Petrichka is going to take over here in inning number 5 as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep him in the game here. Miguel Sano will be the first one to greet him here as he'll be doing so with the runner in scoring position and still nobody out.
Well, you know he's feeling good at the plate, so he's already got 2 hits in this game, looking for another one.
Outside target here, and he hits it for strike one. For Nunez, he continues to flash the extra base power. That's now 34 doubles on the year. Here's the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. No one out with a runner at second. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. And a good sinker there gets him swinging for the first out.
Well, just an excellent sequence on the mound that time, and we're going to run you right back through it right here on Show Track. Now you're going to notice as the dots come up, the trend, pretty evident. Everything's going to be down around the knees or lower. Now the more you can stay out of any guy's wheelhouse, the better off you're going to be, and it worked perfectly right here.
Here's Trevor Plouffe standing in, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
That thing's coming in there hot, 96 miles an hour.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he can surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while, and when he does, you can forget it.
Way outside, 1-2.
And even on 1-2 now, you've got to expand the strike zone a little up there. You can't go down looking here. You've got to put this ball in play.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Laurie ranging into the outfield. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out.
Here's that swing again. This is in show motion. And you'll see that that's a few inches above the thumbs. You'll be feeling that one all night long.
So here's Joe Mauer as he swings at the first pitch and lifts a fly ball out to left field. Waiting on it is Cabrera, and he makes the catch to retire the side. One left for Minnesota, but they hold a commanding 13-0 lead. Avisail Garcia will come in now to start things out here in their half of the sixth as they look for a reversal of fortunes here. The first 5 innings have not been particularly kind to them.
Yeah, and I think that's putting it mildly. Just one hit in these first 5 innings. They're going to need to do a better job of finding good pitches to hit. But that fella on the mound has not made it easy on him, and that's for sure.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. Scorched to third. Plouffe fields it cleanly. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
The batter, number 10.
Doesn't look like much has changed here to start this inning either. That's 8 in a row now he's set down.
Jimmy Rollins is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yep, they sent him packing last time, so maybe they have a pretty good idea of how to attack him again right here.
Now the pitch. And that's in there for strike 1. It appears safe to say now that that man right there has turned things around from his last start.
And it's a great sign, too, of exactly what you need to do. You have to have a short memory out there. But you're right. He's pitching with a lot more confidence in this outing.
Off-speed pitch, and this one runs in and nearly gets him here.
If there's one thing base stealers don't like, it's when you throw at their legs. Now, that's their meal ticket you're messing with.
Now a curveball that's yanked high and deep down the line in right. Sano is back to the track as he takes it for out number 2.
And you just get the sense that he's got it on cruise control out there now. Make it 9 in a row he's set down.
Adam Eaton will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Now, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
Pitch on the way. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time.
The further this game goes along, you get the sense that sooner or later, somebody's going to run into one of these fastballs and hit one out of here.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And he'll get under it to put it away in foul territory, and that ends the inning. Make it 6 shutout innings as he continues to give them fits out there. 6th, 7th, and 8th place hitters due up in the bottom of inning number 6. The Twins are in front, 13-0. Kurt Suzuki will stand in now to lead things off in the Minnesota 6th.
Catcher.
John Ryan Murphy is going to come off the bench as he'll be asked to lead off the bottom of inning number 6.
John Ryan Murphy.
Swing and a liner, but this will be foul. Ready with the 0-1. Soft liner toward first, but right to LaRoche as he snares it for the first out.
And you know, you're going to see this a lot with a guy who has a great fastball like he does. This one's on the inner half of the plate, and it's so easy for that bat to just sort of drag through the zone. It's hard to catch up with that thing. And you see right here, he's going to make contact right below the label, and this is just going to turn into an easy, soft liner.
Here's Brian Dozier now, as he'll take a look at ball 1.
And he's tracking that all the way across the plate, but that had too much sweep to it for him to think of swinging.
The 1-0 delivery. Drilled on the ground is short. Taken in by Rollins. Throw in time at first for out number 2.
Here's a guy that kind of got called on early, but since coming on in the 5th, he's retired 5 in a row out of the bullpen.
Into the box, Eduardo Escobar, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
And we all know he's a much better hitter from the other side.
Jorge Polanco will get the call to pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty.
Polanco.
And he'll start him with a slider that's taken down and away for ball one. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. Line drive to left. And he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. Worth a second look here, as this is a beauty to end the inning. On to the back third tonight. Stick around on the show. Welcome back to Target Field here in Minneapolis. This one pretty much all over, but the shouting as we check our game summary to see how we've gotten to where we are. John Ryan Murphy will stay in the ball game, as he'll likely do the catching from here out.
Now catching, number 12, John Ryan Murphy.
Jorge Polanco will stay in the ball game as a new shortstop.
Polanco.
Melky Cabrera is set to get us started for the late innings of this one.
And so far in this one, they're still getting shut out. So this leadoff at bat could be huge if he can just get on base, because they've been held in check all game.
Watches a fastball right there for strike one. The windup and the 0-1. He pulls this one into right. Sano is there, one away.
And remember, he was knocked around for 5 runs the last time he took the mound. So it's fair to say that he's pitching much, much better right here. He hasn't given them anything.
So one away, and that will bring in the dangerous Cuban slugger, Jose Abreu. Now here's the pitch. First pitch is a slider down low. It's 1-0.
You know, he's pitched a really nice ball game to this point, but this is a big moment for him. And getting through the heart of this order at this stage of his outing would be huge.
Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now.
And on 2-0, this is where he's the most dangerous up there. I know it's a fastball count, but I would maybe think about something else.
Now the Twins are going to get a lefty up and throwing in the bullpen. From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Outside and low, 3-0.
And he's got a little bit of work to do now to avoid that first walk.
1 out, nobody on. Swinging away, and now the count will be 3-1. Into his motion. Here comes the 3-1. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. And a swing and a miss here, so it's a quick 2 outs to start the 7th.
Well, this is one of those situations where his guys got him the lead early on, and he's been in complete control ever since. I mean, he's barely been threatened out there.
Todd Frazier will try it again. He's grounded out and struck out in 2 trips.
Yep, not showing too much so far, but he's got a chance to make something happen right here. See if he can put those other ABs behind him.
The pitch. And he just keeps rolling along as he starts another batter out with strike 1.
I think a lot of pitching coaches would like to see that first pitch strike ratio better than about 60%, but that's what he's got going for him tonight, and he's pitched very well.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. No runs, just 1 hit. 2 errors for the White Sox so far. And he missed with it. It's 1-2.
Oh, classic strikeout pitch there on 0-2. It's one he loves going to, but great recognition there at the plate to lay off.
Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. Down in order go the White Sox. Still looking up at a 13-0 score. Eddie Rosario will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
He slaps that one away, and the count will be 0-1. Now the 0-1. Here's a little chopper up the middle. Laurie over to his left. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Pretty good work out of the bullpen, as you see there. He got called in much earlier than I'm sure he expected, but he's given him a real lift so far.
Digging in now, Danny Santana. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. Byron Buxton will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with one gone in the inning.
Byron Buxton.
Looked like a slider perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
When you start that pitch off the edge, most guys know well enough to lay off. You've got to start it on the edge if you want him to chase.
Bases are empty, one man out. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. On his way to second is Buxton. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
I don't know. That looked like a slider that time, but it was just sort of a cement mixer. It just spun and did nothing. And he whacks this thing into the gap. No way to run this one down, and he winds up at second with 2 bases.
Into the box, Eduardo Nunez. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. One out and a runner on second base. And now the runner's trying for third. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Eaton has it in his tracks. 2 down. And no tag at second. He'll head back there with 2 away now.
The batter, right fielder, Miguel Sano.
Ready now, Miguel Sano. Already 2 for 2. He'll look to add on right here. Hit hard to short. And that's through. A base hit. Around third and being waved on home. And the run is in to score from second.
And this offensive explosion continues. They're now up to 14 runs in the game. EK, you can't even count that high. And I think defensively, you got to be saying right now, what do we got to do to get these guys out?
Trevor Plouffe will stand in again as we flash you back to the early stages of this ball game. There were fans still finding their seats as he launched his second home run of the game, as he was off to a fast start indeed. Changes up on him if that's in the dirt for a ball. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
And this is what you got to do up there, Steve. You got to wait him out.
Yeah, and if you can lay off the off-speed stuff, that's when you're going to get your fastball to hit.
Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Sent foul again, and after being way ahead, now it's even at 2-2. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Hit to short. Rollins is there, and he'll go the short way to retire the side. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. Twins lead it 14-0. Byron Buxton will stay in the ballgame as he takes over in center.
Now playing center field, number 25.
Deoner Navarro will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
Now the pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. The 0-1 on its way. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now.
Real good lateral movement on that 2-seam fastball. That pitch is money for him when it's moving like that. So just keep on throwing.
Got him.
Yeah, he just keeps rolling right along. He's shut out intact as you get a look at his line so far. Through 7 1/3 innings now, they have just not been able to mount any type of offense against him at all.
Brett Laurie will stand in, and he, like so many others, hitless in the ballgame so far.
Well, we've been talking about it a lot, but this offense is just getting shut down right now. And we've seen some really fantastic pitching in this one.
And this one's nowhere close as that bounces to the plate for ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. That one will get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. And now time is called as a beach ball has made its way out into left field here. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. To short, hit hard. Throw on to first, 2 gone.
Now batting.
And that slider's been an effective pitch for him, no doubt. As you take a look there, what his pitch breakdown looks like so far.
Adam LaRoche will stand in now with 2 away, needing to really get something started here.
And their chances of getting back into this ball game are growing dimmer by the batter.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. And a high strike there, 0-1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. swing and a miss as LaRoche finds himself in a quick 0-2 hole here.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2 against a guy like this with the stuff he's got tonight, not a comfortable spot to be in.
On its way, the 0-2 pitch. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2.
That big curveball is not an easy one to take on an 0-2 count. That's a great job of holding on.
2 out, nobody on. Hot shot towards the hole. Well, this will be pulled in out there at second base, and that'll be that. 1, 2, 3 go the White Sox. But this one's pretty much over, 14-0. Dan Jennings will come on now in a mop-up role as he'll just try and keep this deficit from growing any larger.
Jennings.
Digging in, Joe Mauer. He's 2 for 4 in the ballgame.
For the Twins, first baseman, Joe Mauer.
And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. So they get the matchup they wanted here, lefty on lefty, but it's worth noting there are 2 right-handers to follow.
And you've got a right-hander going in the bullpen as we speak, so this could be a one-batter outing.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Bunt attempt, and it looks like a good one. Throw will not be in time as a perfect bunt there nets him a base runner to lead off the inning.
Now batting, catcher,
John Ryan Murphy stands in for the second time. Hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Has a look, now the pitch. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up. And he'll steer clear of the flying debris to make the catch here for the first out. Well, these fans have been treated to a fine outing out of their hometown starter as we give you a look at the numbers here. A big 0 in the run column on the right-hand side of your screen. Brian Dozier will step in, a ground-out victim as last time.
And Matt, with the double play in order, they'll obviously be looking to induce another ground ball out of him right here.
Grounded to third. This could be 2. The second for 1. Relay to LaRoche is in time, and thanks to the double play ball, the inning is over. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Thursday night baseball rolls on. We'll have more after this. A shot there of St. Paul, Minnesota, just down I-94 from where we are as we're set for the 9th inning in this one. Avisail Garcia will stand in now to begin their half of the 9th in a game that was decided long ago.
Yeah, this is mop-up time out there right now, but hey, these at-bats still count against your batting average, so you can't go up there and just mail it in. You've got to see this through right to the end of the game.
Here comes the pitch for Garcia. Hot shot on the ground is short. Polanco comes up with it. Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
number 10.
2 outs away from a victory here that you'd have to say will be a rather convincing one.
And you know, Matt, in every phase of the game, hitting, pitching, defense, it all favors the home side here. Top to bottom, they've been the better team.
1 away, and Jimmy Rollins will stand in now. He's struck out and flied out, 0 for 2 thus far. And a fastball is in there for strike 1. And it's quickly 0-2. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ballgame for him.
He continues to plow right through these guys. My man's working on a one-hit shutout.
Adam Eaton will stand in now as their last shot here with 2 away in the 9th.
Yeah, just one final hurdle here before he finishes off the shutout.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
The 0-1 delivery. Ripped down the first base line. Mauer takes it in, and he'll step on first for the out, and the ball game is over.
Boy, what a performance of pitching that we just saw. He was so close to putting his name into the record books, but he's going to have to settle for that complete game one-hitter.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And guys, you can't win if you can't score, so there's probably not a whole lot of debate about who'll take home Topps Player of the Game honors in this one.
You have to figure he'll probably be replaying that one hit he allowed over and over in his mind tonight. But nevertheless, he was absolutely brilliant on the mound all throughout.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Karros, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Twins are victorious in this one, 14-0. Good night from Minneapolis.